Hi, and welcome to the Design Web Identity video for building a WordPress theme that is responsive using the iThemes Builder. As you can see here, we've got a real basic website set up. It's just some general bits and pieces I've thrown together from nothing. And what we're going to do is take this, which is currently the 2013 default theme that comes with WordPress, and we're going to get stuck into creating a new website with Builder. Now, this is the first video of a series, and this video focuses on the layouts using the layout editor in Builder, iThemes Builder, and we'll get started. First of all, obviously we want to change the theme. We don't want to use 2013 anymore. We want to use Builder. So we're going to activate the Builder theme, which I've uploaded. If you haven't uploaded it, you can upload using your FTP program or under install themes and upload. For now, we're just going to activate this. We're going to create a new child theme, so that way we've got a nice fresh start. Call this one video. It's not video in caps. Create my child theme. So what a child theme is basically a copy of the original theme with all of your customizations applied to it. So that way you don't actually alter the original theme. So I'm going to use the layouts and views included with this theme. As you can see, when you first log in, you get a few intro videos that give you the general idea of how to use it, how to use this theme and get the results you want. They also have a whole bunch of videos on the website which you can use that are pretty cool. That way you can really learn how to use the software, like focus on particular areas that you're having trouble with or simply just want to learn. But for now, we're going to get stuck into it. So we're going to go straight to layouts and views. So before we get stuck into anything, I just want to explain what we're looking at here. These are all layouts. So the idea is you've got full width, left sidebar, right sidebar, that sort of thing. Basically, each one is a preset layout, which has like a header, navigation, content area with sidebars, that sort of thing, already positioned for you. So if you want, you can actually find one that has pretty much got most of the work done and alter that from there to get the layout that you're looking for. There's also a Views tab. Now, the way this works is you go into Views, you can apply a different layout to different areas of your website. So let's say I wanted to add a view, which we won't get heavily into, but just have a quick look at. We can actually choose whether we want to apply it to our pages, posts, search results, anything we want. We can actually apply that view to a particular type of page or in your website, choose a layout, and also an extension, which is basically a little bit of customization to the style and layout of the page. And we can create multiple views, so that way we have different layouts for different parts of our website. So that's quite basic. We won't really go into that because it's pretty straightforward. And there's actually a section on that on the iThemes website if you want to check that out. For now, we're focusing on the layouts themselves. So we can create a new layout from scratch, which basically we won't go into because that does take a bit of time. But let's start with, say, the right sidebar, which is a pretty common layout. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got header, navigation, content with a right sidebar, widget bar, and footer. Of course, we've still got this old theme showing up here, so I'll just refresh the page. And you'll see, just like there, we have a header, navigation bar, content with a right sidebar, widgets, and a footer. So you sort of get the idea. As it's shown here is exactly the same order as it is shown on screen here. So hypothetically, if I were to remove the navigation and add it at the top, add module, you see here, I'll use WordPress pages, save the layout. Now what that WordPress pages does is just shows the default WordPress pages menu, so that way we get the other page I have set up for this site. So let's refresh that. So as you can see, I've moved the navigation up to the top of the page, so you can really arrange things the way you want quite easily. So let's have a bit more of a look into it. So obviously, the main guts of it is this area here. Your content, right sidebar. This is probably where most people will want to really customize. So as you can see, we've got a custom width of 320 for that sidebar. I can make that any width I want. I can make it 200 pixels wide, which is significantly narrower. But just for the sake of this, let's say we don't want any sidebars at all. I'll save that. And also, let's say we've got 3 widgets down the bottom of the page here. 1, 2, 3. Say I don't want quite that many, I only want 2 widgets. We can modify these settings. As you can see here, you can choose 1, 2. You can choose up to 5 widgets, so you have full control over how many widgets you want. Let's choose 2 widgets. So they're evenly sort of left and right, evenly sized and spaced. But let's say I don't really want them evenly sized and spaced. I can actually choose a different percentage or a custom percentage. Let's say I want to make it 66 and 33. So the left one will be 66 and the right will be 33. So these are just percentage values. That way we've got 2/3 on one side, 1/3 on the other. We'll save that. And we'll save layout. As you can see, we'll refresh the page. We now have no sidebars on the page, as we discussed before, and we've got 2 widgets, one that is 66% of the width, and another that is 33% of the width. So you do have a lot of control as to how things are positioned. Obviously, there's not a lot of options here to style and color, but that's something that comes in later with the style editor. So that's sort of down the track. But for now, let's go back to the content. We'll add our sidebars back. You can have one either side, split, one left and one right. That basically sets one column down the left next to the content, one column down the right next to the content. Or you can have 2 sidebars to the right, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, that sort of thing. Get the idea there. So we'll go back to that and we'll make it 320 pixels again. Save that. Okay. So if we look at this, let's say you've got a text header here, which is basically under the settings. This text is changed under your normal WordPress settings under general. But let's say we don't really want a text header. We prefer to have an image header. That's quite easy to do. All I'll do is simply remove this header, add module. You'll see here there's a few modules that aren't actually on the page, like the image. There's a HTML module, which allows you to add in customized code. Maybe it's something you've come up with yourself, or maybe a code you've copied from, say, Google AdSense or Facebook, something like that. So you can add a particular code into the pages of your site. So for now, we're going to focus on the header. I'm going to use an image. So as you can see here, I'll call this header image. Normally, I'd probably be a bit too lazy. I'll probably just leave it with the default value, but that's for the sake of this video. It's always good to try and be proper. You just choose file. As you see here, I've got a few images that are just bits and pieces. I can choose to use just a general logo. We'll just, but for now, we'll start off with an actual image-based header. Open, and I can actually choose an alt attribute, which is something more focused on SEO. So we'll just say generic. You can also add a link in here, so that way you can have the image clickable to a certain page on the site. Usually home is the standard, and you can even have it open in a new window. And you can even add a sidebar, which we'll have a quick look at in a minute, but for now we'll just save this. Okay, so let's save that layout. Go to general, we're going to refresh again. And there you go, you've got a image header with your navigation layout, that sort of thing. So it's incredibly basic. You can really just shift things around, get them where you want to. There's really not a lot to it because it's just dead simple and really easy to use. It's perfect for beginners or even if you just want something that's simple to use. So like I said before, you can even add, say, you can add a sidebar. Say we add one right sidebar, make it narrow, 150. Yep, we'll do that. And let's say we even want to move the navigation below. We can simply remove that navigation, add another one underneath it. So navigation, add module, save. Okay, so now we've sort of altered the layout a little bit more. We've added a sidebar. Now, before, you may notice I'm saving layout and continue editing. If I click save layout, that'll actually take me back to the list of layouts, which since we're working on the one layout at the moment, we're going to save and continue editing. Get back to the page, hit refresh. And you can see here, we've got a widget section. Now, at the moment, because of the text in this widget is actually taller than it should be. So if I was to add a small image or a bit of code in there, that would bring the height of that space back down. So, but we're not going to stuff around with that too much. So let's go back and we'll remove that. Modify settings. Let's say you don't want a block image on your header anyway. We'll just get rid of that sidebar. And say you just want a basic logo, something real clean and crisp. You can still change that image just by clicking change image. Let's go for a small logo. Click Save. Once again, save layout, continue editing, and refresh. So you've got a nice little logo up here in the corner, and of course the rest of our information here. Now this is, as I said before, it's very basic. There's no change in color so far. There's no images apart from this header image or image section. You can add you can add another image module, say down the bottom of the page if you want to advertise something. Maybe you've got an opt-in, something like that. You can have, click here to subscribe to an email letter or Facebook with a link. So you can really make your website quite visual before you even start styling it. But that's just the basics. That's like the first step of customizing your website. So basically, I'm done with that one now. I'm just going to save that layout. And if you want, of course, you can duplicate layouts and make slight alterations to them and apply them to different areas under views, that sort of thing. So you can see just how flexible the whole thing is. Yeah, so basically, that's the first step. Pretty much down pat. It's just arranging the elements on your site to the layout that you want. The next step is of course styling using a style editor, which uses some basic options and allows you to change what's called CSS for your website. Allows you to change colors, layouts, that sort of thing. That's in the next video of the series, so you'll find a link at the description below in YouTube, or if you're viewing this on a website, it should be linked somewhere down the page. Hopefully you found this video useful, and the next video is where we start to really make a big difference and an impact to the way our website looks. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our next video. For more information, head to designwebidentity.com/builder. Thank you very much.